Today morning's, the first session is a very special session because we're honoring somebody who has given us 45 years of service as a design educator, researcher, and design consultant. I'd like to invite Professor Uday Athvankar on stage. Professor Athvankar. Yes. We won't allow you to sit for very long. We'll just be sitting for a few minutes. I'd like to invite another senior professor, Professor M.P. Ranjan, to say a few words about Professor Uday Athvankar.
Athvankar is already worried. What will this guy now come? But I think they sprung it on me this morning. So I said, okay. And certainly, it's been a long, long journey. And I think we've journeyed together. So I can connect with something. But immediately my first call was, let me go online, check out one Google, second is IDC website. So I've actually seen your biodata just now, which is available on the online platform. But I'll go with my memory. I think first, I remember Professor Athvankar as a teacher because he's highly respected by any of the IDC people and many of our NID students who've interacted with him. I've been a frequent visitor to IDC in the early years as jury member or as giving a lecture or so. I think these contacts have been very valuable. I think it's also important to talk a little bit about the profile of the person. Teacher, researcher, thinker and author, and professional. And in that, we can see the journey going up. I can remember product semantics as an early concern, looking at design theory itself, trying to shape it and make it. And he was one of the early people who wrote extensively. This is a rare thing in design education, to find someone who actually is articulate and is able to find and express their thoughts and ideas. And I think it contributes a great deal towards education. So the other area that he has been very passionate about in more recent years, I do not know when you began doing it, but it's game and game design. And I'm not talking about only digital games, all kinds of games. Starting from, and I think this whole passion of following something and taking it to its logical conclusion is, I think, what Professor Athvankar also stands for. The other areas that I recall are his deep interest in the mind. Because design is twofold. You also do it with your hands, but a lot you do in your mind. Now, I think the question of something that you cannot see and try to build up. So modeling, mapping, figuring out cognition, these are words that we all picked up by sort of reading or listening to them and saying, oh, this is also important. We have to figure out. So I must thank Professor Athvankar for pointing us in some of these directions, which many people thought it's only about carpentry and doing things. I was a carpenter when I came into NID and gradually sort of learned many things. And I think my interactions with IDC have also helped take it in that direction, because I don't think at NID too many people were very concerned about theory. We were concerned about doing things and making things, and there was a lot of body of experience that built up because of that. And we met at many occasions outside. For instance, I think when the exhibitions were being done, both IDC and NID were doing exhibitions. I remember early experience, 1972, the entire NID team was there, but there was a pavilion which was also being done by the IDC group, which is on education, if I'm not mistaken. While we were doing the Nehru exhibition, the R India pavilion and textile pavilion, we had that. And I remember those nice white vacuum form chairs, which were made for the thing. And said, wow, you can suddenly make chairs and deliver it for an exhibition, which they had actually done. So I won't take much more time, but I think research has been a passion. Teaching has been a very keen passion. And much later, I discovered that he's also a professional designer, although he started as an architect. And he still does his architecture in terms of number of connects. So I think this multifaceted person, I think you would give him a big hand.
To present a citation to Professor Athvankar, I'd like to invite another senior professor from NID and now with MIT, Professor Mahendra Patel. Can we have you on stage? Can we have the citation? There's a lot of packaging.